story then. When I was in university with my friend, there was a Tim Hortons. After the gym, we'd always go to the Tim Hortons, right, to just get some stuff.
Yeah.
And since I'm kind of like, woohoo, right, I went up and I wanted to get an ice cap. I asked the lady, can I get a cup of ice? And bitch looked at me like I was stupid.
Hello.
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 Hello, welcome back to Flying Under the Radar. I'm your host, William. This is my co-host, Timothy. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So today is we're gonna have a fun time on the podcast. Oh, did you want to speak?
No, you can continue.
No,
What
you
are
can
we
go.
talking about today?
I don't know. What are we talking about today?
I don't know. You're the host, so you should know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but that's the job of the co-host. to know what we're talking about.
Good one. Well, well, before we kind of get into the related topics that we have sorted for today, is there anything interesting that happened this week that you kind of want to discuss?
Well, maybe before that, we should introduce ourselves again.
No.
Why not?
If they don't know who are
It's okay. Deep breaths. We'll fix that in post. Okay. Deep breaths.
if they don't know who we are, then they're bitches.
Bro, why you gotta be calling people bitches, bro? Like, we're nobodies, bro.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, my bad, Mr. The Boss and AFF. One-hit wonder boy.
So what happened this week, man? Anything interesting happening you want to talk about? Anything you saw on the news? Anything you saw on the internet? Any memes?
Not specifically, no. My week was okay. Work is really good. Everything's going well at work.
Nobody cares.
Well, you just asked,
We want the
bro.
juice.
What
We want the
juice?
sauce.
What sauce, dude? There is no sauce, bro. You don't know what the sauce is, bro? I gained weight, brother. That's what the sauce is, bro. I gained 10 pounds, my guy.
That's not a good
Of
thing.
fat.
That's not a good thing. I can hear your stomach from
Okay,
here.
bro. It's bulking season, okay? It's bulking season.
Describe to the people what bulking season is, because some people might not know what bulking season is.
So bulking season is the beautiful time of all the time in the year. It doesn't have to be specifically in the winter or summer. It can be whenever you feel like it, where you basically just eat food to be in a caloric surplus and you work out so you can be stronger. That's what bulking season is. And it's also low-key an excuse to just eat whatever the fuck you want as well. So it's bulking season.
Well, that's like that's just the pig bulking method. Well, when you're supposed to bulk, you're supposed to eat a lot of protein, and sure, you do eat other stuff as well, like carbs, to get a bit bigger, so that you are eventually going to do a big cut. So when you do get back to the lower weight, you're going to have more muscle.
Wait,
less
what's a cut, my guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I only know how to bulk.
Exactly.
Bulking since 2017
Disgusting.
or 2018.
Disgusting.
What do you mean, bro? Do you know how much I can bench?
Okay, nobody cares about how much you can bench, fam. You're one of those. Ooh, I'm fat, but I can bench 200 pounds.
200 pounds is light work. But yeah. So that was my week. By the way, if you guys don't know, last week we didn't have an episode because we are currently undergoing renovations in the house.
We actually missed 2 weeks.
We
We missed 2 weeks, not 1 week.
missed 2 weeks?
Yeah, you're slacking.
No, we missed last week.
We missed 2 weeks. Last week and this week.
What do you mean this week?
Like, this podcast is going next week because today's Saturday.
Yeah, but
We didn't record one the week before.
we didn't record last week, but the week before that we recorded.
We missed 2 weeks, fam.
Anyway, we're back now because renovations have been undergoing in the house. So the basement has been kind of dirty. And yeah, do you want to explain to them what renovations we're doing or no?
Not really. We're just like renovating the kitchen, which is very exciting.
I
All
mean,
right. Well, we have a few things planned out for today. The three topics. Well, I don't know. I was kind of brainstorming how we can kind of do things, and I kind of like where we talk about something and then we play a game and then we talk about something to finish it off. Because I feel like adding a game kind of like spices things up, like how we did the rating the inventions last
the
time.
women.
We didn't do that. We could do that. Rating women in the future. Comments any woman you guys want us to rate in the comments.
And comment if you want them to be 3D or 2D women.
I
as
don't
well.
know what that means, but so starting off, it's a pretty juicy topic, and I think it can go a lot of ways. It's work-life balance.
Wait, so what am I supposed to say?
Because with work-life balance, there's a lot of different perspectives about it. Like, how would you describe work-life balance? You know, some people are like all work. They work 24/7. They just work to like entrepreneurs. All they want to do is work, build their business, do that, and that's kind of work-life balance to them. While other people, like working a 9 to 5 and like chilling at the end of the day. So, how would you describe work-life in general, and how would you describe it for yourself?
So I think the definition of a work-life balance is that you have a balance between your work life and your life, right? Because I think a lot of people can get very engulfed into their work, which can be a good or bad thing. But I personally am under the impression and the philosophy that you should not live to work, but work to live, right?
I think it depends on what time in your life you're in. I think if you're early in your life, like your early 20s or even your 30s, because now like life expectancy is actually pretty long, especially for men. So I think put in more time earlier on in your life into working so you can kind of chill later on is, I feel like, a bit better. But there's some people which would argue that, saying that you shouldn't just be working 24/7 and have some sort of balance in that.
Well, I think too much of anything in life is a bad thing. You need to have a balance with all different types of things. Like, for example, let's say, like in my industry, you're a programmer, right? All you do is you sit in front of the computer for like 8 hours every day. Then you get home and all you do is play video games for the rest of the day. So if you're that individual that basically just all you do is sit in front of the computer all day, I think that's a really bad work-life balance, right?
Definitely.
Like, I try to, after work, try to go for a walk, or I try to go, have like extra activities outside, like hiking, like maybe even playing soccer because it's summertime, like swimming. I try to go out of the house basically because my job consists of sitting in front of a computer for like 8 hours every day, right?
Mhm.
So my idea of a work-life balance is different than someone else who, let's say, is working in like, for example, because it's spring now, there's like the seasonal work. So those who are doing landscaping, right? Like if you're landscaping and you're working like 8 hours a day, 9 to 5, and you're outside in the hot heat and everything, then I understand if like your work-life balance is after work, you come home and you sit in front of the TV and you just chill for like 2-3 hours before you go to bed. Like that makes sense because your job is like you're outside doing heavy work and like in the heat and it's like uncomfortable. So that makes sense that your free time you'd be like wanted to sit inside and on the computer or TV or something in air conditioning. But then for me, I would be the opposite because I work inside 8 hours a day in front of a computer, so I need to get outside to get that nice vitamin D, sunshine, and all that stuff, right? So I think work-life balance is like based on the individual, based on their specific career and what like their desires and goals are individually. I do think that workaholics who work like over 80 hours a week for like just the grind and stuff, I don't think that's the best thing to do. If you're changing it up, like if you're, you know, if you have like, because I'm a pretty like disciplined guy, so if you have like a routine where you wake up a certain hour, you like exercise, you then do learn one thing, you practice another skill, then you go for a walk or run or something, and then you go work for 8 hours, and you come back and you like do another workout or something, then that I think that's fine, because you're structured your day and you're doing different things. Because if you're doing like the same thing for work, and it gets draining, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. And I think the key thing, it all depends on what your goals are, you know?
well, I'm pretty sure, like I mentioned before, everyone's goal is to be like in a place where they can do what they enjoy in life. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's such a vague
Well, it
freaking
has to be
answer.
vague because everyone's has
That's
different
why
goals in life.
work life balance isn't a straightforward thing, you know? For one person, as I said, it could be working 9 to 5, come home and relaxing. For another person, it could be working for a full year or two on their business, you know, and then, you know, selling their business, you know, and then after relaxing for like 6 months. You know, so it's not necessarily a, you know, a straightforward path for everyone, and it's kind of different for everyone. And yeah, I think one thing that people can't confuse work life balance for is, you know, I think people get it confused with being lazy, you know? People are like, you know, oh, I worked, you know, 5 hours today. I'm going to watch Netflix for the next 5 hours. You know, that's my work life balance, you know? So it all depends on, you know, first of all, you understanding what it is and not kind of confusing it with, you know, bad habits and, you know, just being lazy at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that's why when I said like that whole work life balance thing is that people are doing like productive stuff on their off time, right? Like sure, everyone needs a break. Everyone needs to sit down for an hour or two, you know, have like some like nice ice water, like a iced tea or something, and just have beer even in the end of the day and just like let go and relax and not think about work. Because the main thing that I think is a problem with work life balance is if you're like constantly thinking about work 24/7. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a problem, right?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. It's like we talk about work life balance, but like, why is it so hard to have a work life balance? Or like, what's like, you know, why do people? Why isn't it something that everyone just does? You know, like, I feel like if it's something that's like pretty important, everyone should be able to do it. But there's definitely some sort of blockade that's blocking people from doing that. Any thoughts on that?
Like stopping from doing a work life balance.
Yeah, like, you know, I kind
Well,
of mentioned
fear,
before, fear.
right? Because like I know from experience that I've had coworkers that basically are scared of like losing their jobs, or like they're scared that if they don't try their best then like they might lose their job, but even
Okay.
though like but then they're like working so many extra hours, and then they're like always focused on work, which is like in my opinion not a healthy thing to do, right? Because it's like you go to work to do your job, and you go after the work hours, right? Then you should be able to like let go of it, and like that's the whole thing. Like the I think the main issue with work life balance is that if you cannot escape from the work, then you just mentally like too drained.
Yeah, but some jobs it's like you're kind of forced to do that. Like if
No,
you
I
want to be like
I
a
agree.
lawyer or a doctor, you're going to have to put in the hours outside of the work
I agree.
to
But then
beat
like if
people.
you're a doctor, or let's say these nurses that have like these 72-hour shifts, after your 72-hour shift, you have like a whole 24-hour day to do veg out and do nothing and like just relax and stuff.
But to get to that point, they have to like, especially like in the schools, like to be a top 1% in medical school, you literally can't have a work like life balance for the most part. For the like you're basically going to class, studying, or if you're in, you know, if you're doing one of those, I don't think it's called internships or what's the thing called where they're working,
Co-ops.
co-ops or something in the actual hospitals, like you're either working hard or, you know, you're getting cut out because it's so deadly.
I mean,
So
I agree with that. I think I have a different perspective on this because for me, I'm always the type of there's this like not folklore, but like this like old story that I've like heard of, like this like old story, which is this: there's two lumberjacks in the forest, right? And they both are cutting down trees. Halfway through the day during lunchtime, one of the lumberjacks says to the other one, "I'm gonna go take an hour to go and sharpen my axe, take a break, and then come back to cut down some more trees." The other lumberjacks tells him, "Are you crazy? We have so many trees to cut down. We don't have time to go take a break, sharpen our axes. We got to keep working now, right? And then the end of that story ends like this, where the lumberjack that came back after sharpening his axe ended up cutting down more trees than the actual lumberjack that kept working through with his dull axe, right? So I am in that camp where I truly believe that everyone needs a break, needs to go back and like rejuvenate themselves, resharpen their mind to continue doing what they need to do better. Because I was in school and I did programming and stuff, and I remember like looking at like a piece of code for like 6 hours and not knowing how to solve it whatsoever. Then I go take a break for half an hour just to like, or even like for the whole day, I work on a problem. I go to bed, I wake up in the morning, go to the code, and I solve it in like 10 minutes, right? So I think for like personally, I believe that like if like you're working hard, you need to take breaks to rejuvenate your mind, because your mind is not like designed to like focus on one thing for like multiple hours at a time and not like get dull. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. No, that actually reminded me of something I saw. I don't know when I saw it, a while ago, but I don't know which country, but they were like some European country. They said that they only work 4 days a week and they have like 3 days off, and they're more productive on the 4 days than we are on our 5 days because they have more time to actually rest.
I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard like
You've seen that or heard something
well,
like
I've
that?
heard like them proclaiming that they should go to a 4 day week instead of a 3 day week, but there's like arguments on both sides saying why it's like a good thing and why it's a bad thing and stuff. But I think personally, I think like the 5 day week is fine. Like personally, because like the way I work and stuff is fine. Like you get 2 days off and that's it. I feel like 3 days off is a bit too much, right? And when they say it's 4 days working and 3 days off, because it's you work 5 days for 8 hours, right? But it would be
Sure.
you working 4 days for 10 hours, right? So you would
Okay.
add like those 8 hours from the last day, two, and the other like 4 days. So you'd work the same amount of time, but
Mm-hmm.
it would be like you'd have like an extra day off.
Interesting, interesting. If anybody knows anything about that, let us know in the comments. But I thought that was just interesting. I read something about
No,
that.
I think it's interesting too. I don't know exactly what the solution for that would be. I mean, I personally like the 5 days work week, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, well, kind of continuing on with that. I know you kind of, shared a bit about your personal, work-life balance already. But how would you recommend someone who's like, getting their first job or, struggling at school to kind of get stuff done? What would you kind of recommend to them to have a good work-life balance, If someone came to you today and be like, "Hey, I'm struggling at school, I'm struggling at work. I feel all stressed all the time. How can I, come up with a work-life balance that's, going to make me, be more productive in school and just overall make me, feel like a better person?"
I think there's like a couple of things. First thing is stop procrastinating. Because if you're coming to me and saying I don't have time or all this other stuff, you're procrastinating something, man. Because people say there's not enough hours in the day to do stuff. I mean, sure, but if you actually like plan out your hours and stuff to do stuff properly, you will always succeed better than not.
Yeah,
Right.
having a structured day, like even for me, like whenever I don't have a structured day, I just fucking pig out, and it's horrible.
Well, yeah.
But once, like the night before, I usually like the night before. I know some people like to do it like the morning of, so depending on what kind of person you are. I prefer the night before because it's like I don't have to think about it first thing when I wake up. When I wake up, I have my list of things I have to get done, and then I just kind of get it done. So.
Well, yeah, there's a reason why they say the early bird gets the worm. So my recommendations for that would be go to bed early, wake up early, right? This like, and get like a certain amount of hours of sleep. I'm pretty sure that as an individual, you need to have at least 7 hours of sleep to function every day. These people that say, "Oh, I can work on 6 or 5 hours," no, you might be able to do that like for a couple of days, but if that's like your whole like schedule where it's like I sleep only 5 hours every day and stuff, you will be exhausted after like 2 3 weeks, and your mental blade will be dull.
Yeah,
You
no.
need sleep. Sleep is very important, and I don't think that you should treat sleep as something very like important. So like during like university, when I had like, let's say, exams or anything, I would always, like, even if I had like the exam, if it was the night before of an exam, I would always go to bed at the same time. I wouldn't stay extra to study or none of that stuff. I would always like just go to bed and get my hour, so that when I wake up in the morning, I know that I'm focused and I can go to that exam and do stuff properly, right? So I would say go to bed early, wake up early, have a structured day for sure, stop procrastinating, and with that structured day, I would say do stuff that doesn't make you bored. Because if you do the same thing like for 8 hours, 9 hours, just for example, I'm gonna take school as an example. If you're studying for like a course 8 hours straight and you have to do all this assignments and stuff, I understand that that stuff takes time, but you have to have a change of scenery. Go for a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, half an hour walk. Go to the gym once a day. Exercise. You need to be doing stuff so that you, first of all, are physically healthy, right? So you don't just sit in front of the computer or your notebooks and just like rot your body away to try to improve your mind, right? Because you have to be strong mentally and physically as well. Yeah, you just have to have structured. You have to have structure. You know what I mean? You have to be able to have structure, do stuff sequentially in a structured way throughout the day, so that you can be more focused and your mental blade is not dull, so you can actually achieve stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and kind of to add on to that, I think at least when you first start off, like I feel like people try and make this big change. It's like going from being lazy and procrastinating to having a structured day, like fully complete. I'm knowing what I'm doing from this. And I think that's the wrong way to approach it. I think it's you got to kind of take baby steps, you know? Like if you try to change everything, you actually end up changing nothing because most people just when they're overwhelmed with everything, they're like, fuck, I'm just going to go back to what I'm doing. I think you got to have to slowly change your routine into that kind of thing. So, let's say right now you're waking up at like 10 a.m. every day. Just maybe next day wake up at 9 a.m. Don't try and wake up at like 7 a.m. Like the adjustment is way too big, and for most people they'll just end up falling back into their old routine. So just making small changes and slowly progressing towards your ideal kind of life and schedule that you want to have, and as well kind of changing it up because if you do the same thing every day, like you go at the same time, same place, most people get bored. So, changing it up, so let's say you go to the gym in the morning some days, maybe go to the gym later in some days, like change up your schedule because if you do the same thing every day, it really does get kind of bored and it depends on the person, right? Some people are okay with that.
I mean, I would kind of everything you said, I would say wouldn't apply to me, because I'm the type of person that, like, if there's a big change, I can do it pretty well. Like when I started to like wake up at like 4 in the morning, I just one day decided I'm gonna start waking up 4 in the morning, and I just first couple of days were hell because I was tired, but your body gets used to it pretty quickly. If as long as you can get past that initial like mental blockade, which is the hard part for most people.
That's why I say to do it little by little because if you there's usually like a threshold for most people. So if you kind of just slowly push past it like every day, like slowly, like you're not making a huge jump. Obviously some people can make the huge jump, but for most people it's just, there's no need to make a huge change immediately. Just, slowly kind of change towards that goal.
Yeah, and also I'm the type of person that likes to have the same thing done every single day at the same hour, all that type of stuff, right? So that's me personally, though.
Mhm.
You just have to find something that fits for you, so that you can turn into the person that you want to be and have that work-life balance that will benefit you for the future, without being a detriment to your mental health and your physical health, right? So
Mhm. Yeah, and I think one thing we didn't really touch on is social life included in your work life balance because sure you might have a social life at work, but having a separate social life outside of work is definitely you just need some distraction sometimes. And you know how would you say your social life differs and helps you with your work life balance outside of work?
Well, I don't know, cause I don't really have that much of a social life. Like I have friends, and I go out. Well, I guess more now recently. I've been staying at work for a bit longer hours to get some stuff done, and then I would like go after work to like ramen with my coworkers, or like the bar or something for like a drink or two with my coworkers. So like I have like coworkers that I appreciate and enjoy spending time with. So I kind of my work and my social life balance kind of like intertwines in that sense, where like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
close coworkers have become like good friends of mine. But other than that, I'd say I have a pretty good social life with like you and like our neighbors and stuff, right? So we go like swimming from time to time. We go for walks and stuff. Um, and then yeah, and then I would like see my best friends from a couple of times, like once a week. We go to Boston Pizza or something,
Sure.
or like go for a walk or soccer or something. So I'm not really the type of person that likes to go to like the club. Dude, I hate the clubs so much. I think the clubs these days are like one of the worst places to go. They're so bad, man.
Of
Absolutely
course.
garbage, man.
There's no point.
There's no point going to a club, man. You gotta fucking pay in just because you're a dude, and then you have to pay like four times the price for a beer, and then they treat you like shit because they don't want you there. It's like so bad, man. I hate clubs so much. But like, I
A
just
bit off target
I
there,
hate
but
them so much, bro. Like, okay, off topic. Here's a story, bro. A couple years ago, I went to a club with our cousin Adam, right? And then we go in this club. I gotta pay to come in, right? And then I'm in there, and like we're like, I'm just at the bar with my cousin, and we're chilling, and I'm trying like to get the attention of like the bartender, but it was like pretty loud, and I'm like, hey, 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 and the guy like literally stops, looks at me, and he's like, are you fucking talking to me? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, bro, fuck this guy. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. And I'm like, nah, bro. And then taking this bartender has the audacity to turn to the girls that were sitting beside me. He's like, huh, the guy's a pussy or whatever. And dude, from since then, dude, they don't care about you at bars, dude. They fucking don't care about you. They just want you to come and pay you their fucking entrance fee, then pay like drinks for. Dude, I'm actually getting triggered now. Nah. Don't go to clubs, bro. You want to go meet people, have social life, go to church, dude. Don't go to a club, okay? That's where
Okay.
you go to meet people. Church,
Okay.
not the club.
Okay, a bit off topic there, but I think we get the point that we shouldn't be going to clubs.
Fuck that, bro.
So yeah, one last thing to kind of go over to finish this off. Um, are there any common misconceptions or myths about work-life balance that you kind of want to talk about? I know we kind of went over a lot with work-life balance, so I think
Myths or misconceptions?
yeah, just kind of things that you've heard about work-life balance that are not true and that people should kind of stay away from. Like for me, one misconception that I hear is that like you need to have, you need to like chill sometimes. Like I think it depends on where you are in life. I think if you're a youngster and you're on the grind and you want to work 12-hour days for like a whole year, go for it. Obviously, sure, it's not sustainable, but I don't think it's like a bad thing that people are grinding hard, especially earlier on in their lives.
Well, I don't think that's a bad thing either.
But some people think that they're like, oh, you have to have a work-life balance. Like you have to relax sometimes. You have
Well,
to do this.
yeah, you have to relax. Like saying like, okay, you work 12 hours every day, but you have Sundays off. That's fine, because you have a day to recharge. But if you're working like every single day, including weekends, like unless you actually need to do it because you're like financially like not stable and you're gonna like lose your house or some other like stuff that's like not factored into this, then it's like, bro, like,
Some people just love the grind, man. Some people just love the grind.
well, loving the grind is one thing, but if you're loving the grind to the point where it's being a detriment to you, then that's a problem. Because
Well,
like
it's
I
not
said,
a detriment because to them, the work-life balance is their work. Like they love their work so much that to them it doesn't even feel like work. So therefore, them working 12 hours a day is really them just enjoying their time by doing what they love.
Okay, but when you say work-life balance, I'm pretty sure you're talking about people who have jobs that are not like their dream jobs, right?
Yeah,
Because
but
if
work-life
you have your
balance is
dream
different for
job-
everyone. That's
Hmm?
that's what I'm trying to get at. Work-life balance isn't the same for everyone, and as I said, the way you look at a work-life balance might not be the same way somebody else looks at a work-life balance.
Yeah, but work-life balance. But see, if you have a work-life balance, it's because you need to work. If you're at the point in your life where you don't have to work, or if you're doing something that is like a passion and it's not work, then I don't consider that work-life balance, because you don't have to like shuffle between something that you are there because you're just there to get a paycheck, compared to like what you want to do with your life, and then something that you get paid for because you love to do. Like I'm pretty sure like these like singers or these like rock stars or whoever, they don't see like their like singing and recordings as like work. I'm sure some of them do. A majority of them probably do. But there are some that who just like to jam in their basement because they had made a band when they were 15 and they made it, and they just go on tours around the country, and for them that's like it. They might be it's a work like life balance like thing, because like they're working all the time because they're on the bus and like signing and all this stuff, like autographs and stuff. But that's not something that I would consider work life balance, because they're doing something that they love to do and enjoy, right? And if you're doing something that you love to do and enjoy, and you're making amount of money that's like you're there, then that's great. But if you're talking about the young guy who's grinding 12 hours every day, like at like fucking McDonald's or some other like
Yo, man, you gotta respect the grind, bro.
okay, but
Mickey
that's what I'm
D's.
saying. But then if you're saying that, oh, I'm on the grind working at McDonald's 12 hours, and then you're not doing anything otherwise, like what are you trying to be, like a manager at McDonald's? Like
Let the homie cook, fam.
what do you mean let him cook,
Let him
bro?
cook,
He
bro.
will be cooking because he's working at fucking McDonald's, bro.
Yo, let the mans cook.
Okay? But yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing in life, man. Like you can't just say someone's on the grind and then they're just doing some minimum wage job, bro. That's not the grind, bro.
Well, hey, if the mans want to cook, let him cook, all right? And speaking of McDonald's, I actually want to jump into our game.
What's our game?
So the other day, me, William,
Are
and
we having-
Brian were going on a walk, and basically we came up with a game, and I was like, you know what, we should do this on the podcast. And so basically how it works is I'm going to name a fast food joint, or, you could do this for any topic, but today I chose fast food joints. And if you know the game League of Legends, we will be rating them on a scale from iron to challenger, and then we'll be explaining why. So League of Legends, bottom is iron, top is challenger. Iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, masters, grandmaster, challenger. Basically the ranking system, kind of like a 1 to 10, but in a League of Legends format. So I'll name a fast food joint, you give a ranking, and then you explain why.
Okay, man, let's do it.
All right. Well, we'll start off with McDonald's, since we were just talking about it. McDonald's, and I guess we should probably set some ground rules before we start the game. Like, what are we ranking it based off of?
Well, I was about to ask that. Like,
Well, we can make up the game. What do you think? Are we basing it off of?
we
There's
should base it off of like a mixture of quality, price, and like convenience. Like if they're like on every corner or not, type of thing, right?
okay. That's a bit of a weird one. Convenience.
Well, yeah, because if you say like Chick-fil-A, there's only like one Chick-fil-A in Canada, or like two of
I
them.
guess
Right.
for us, but yeah, I guess quality and price should be the main two factors then.
Yeah.
All right, start McDonald's for quality and price.
McDonald's is a solid like gold 2, man.
A gold 2.
Yes. Because McDonald's quality is poo-poo, bro. Everyone knows McDonald's is like bottom tier quality. But they're also like super cheap. Like I bought like 2 hamburgers, double hamburgers, for like $6 yesterday in this economy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like gold 2, that's pretty high for McDonald's.
Well, it's McDonald's, bro.
I would
it's
give
like,
it like a silver 2.
Nah, you're trolling.
Nah, it's just like.
You're saying silver too because of the quality, bro. But if we're taking quality and price into account, then it's gold too.
But I'm not really a huge fan of McDonald's personally. Like the only thing I really eat from McDonald's is the McNuggets, the ice cream, or the fries. Basically, I don't really eat any of their
Okay,
burgers.
their fries is like okay. Their fries is amazing in Poland. If you ever go to Poland and see McDonald's in North America is like poo poo. McDonald's in like other parts of the world,
But we're
bangs,
talking
bro.
about in Canada because that's where we live.
Okay, but I've had McDonald's in other countries before.
Yeah, but is it convenient for you to go there and get it?
If I'm in that country, then
Okay,
yes.
good one. No, we're talking about fast food in our country.
Like I said, gold too, solid.
All right. Do you have any fast foods you want to rate?
Let's go Popeyes.
Popeyes. Ooh, I feel like I don't eat enough Popeyes to give a good enough rating. It's like, I think I've had like some good Popeyes and then some shit Popeyes. You know, like it's not always consistent.
I feel like Popeyes is a solid like D4, man. Solid D4.
D4.
Because it's not that expensive. I mean, it kind of is,
Is
but
it?
it's like
No,
it's like middle of the pack. You know what I mean? But then like
it's better than McDonald's for sure.
But then they're like quality, bro. Like,
The quality's mid. Like the chicken's
Okay, but they're-
mid.
have you had their like chicken sandwich though?
No.
Well, then you can't speak on regarding Popeyes because that's their best thing there. So if you had their chicken sandwich and understand the Popeyes chicken sandwich, you'd understand why they'd be D4.
I would give it like a plat 1.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like on the brim of diamond. Maybe
Fair
if I try the chicken sandwich, then it'll be
Like,
diamond.
yeah, it's like high P1, but like with the chicken sandwich, it's like in diamond.
All right,
You
all
know what I
right.
mean?
Subway. I'm kind of biased towards
Fucking-
Subway.
Like Iron 4, bro.
I love
But
Subway.
how do you love Subway in
The
2023, my guy?
cookies slap. The
You,
cookies
but you don't
slap.
go to Subway for the fucking cookies, bro.
You literally you go to Subway for the cookies, fam.
It's a sandwich shop.
Exactly. I'll give it a plat 4.
You're trolling. That was maybe platform 15 years ago.
No. I have
But
to. I
in
will.
2023,
No.
dude. If you can't, dude, listen. You can't be say. When was the last time you got Subway, my guy?
3 days ago.
Okay.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Nah, you're trolling.
I
The only
had-
good thing at Subway's that, okay, it's bronze for. The only thing that keeps it out of iron is the meatball sub, because their meatball sub is actually good.
You're one of those.
I'm one of those.
You
That's
eat
the
a
only.
meatball. The bread
Yes.
gets so soggy, fam.
It's better than their half-baked meats that are like delis that are crap, bro.
Nah, I love Subway.
Take in
Shout
okay.
out Subway.
Nah, bro. Subway
Yo,
has
sponsor the podcast, Subway. I'll eat you every day, please.
Stop, bro. Only thing I'll be eating is the fucking cookies, my guy. Dude, no.
The cookies slap.
You are cracked if you think Subway is. What the fuck did you say it was? P4?
Yeah.
You are cracked.
The
if you
only
think
I
it's
would put it
P4.
higher. The only thing is the price. It is a bit on the pricier end. However,
This guy said he put it higher, bro.
however,
Nah. In the
I went
comments,
to
if you-
Subway the other day and they gave me a free cookie. So
Stop.
Nah.
That's
That's
put in the
great
comments if
customer
you like
services.
Subway, bro, or not, dude. But that place, there's so many better sandwich shops.
Subway.
No,
Subway.
no, dude. Your taste buds are fucked, dude. There's no way, dude.
I would low key take Subway over Popeyes.
Nah, you're high.
But
bro.
the price of Popeyes is better for the what you get. That's the only
Nah,
reason I have
you're
Popeyes
crazy.
above
You're cracked.
Subway.
Okay.
Your choice.
Burrito Boys.
Burrito Boys. Oh wait, let me think. That's like I'm trying to think like other fast foods to kind of compare. That's like honestly, it's a master tier for me, Burrito Boys.
Really, it's only Masters, bro.
Yeah.
Burrito Boys is Challenger rank 1.
Nah. Masters.
Yes.
No. Masters just because for the price, it's actually goated for the amount of food they give you.
But that's what I'm saying.
And the quality's not like 10 out of 10. It's probably like a 6.5 out of 10.
No, the quality's like their vegetables are really good quality.
But Definitely a master tier for sure.
Right, I
Maybe
want
like
Burrito Boys
master
now.
tier 69 LP.
Dude, no. Okay, Burrito Boys slaps.
All
It
right,
is so good.
let's go to the competitor then, Chipotle. I would put this is hard. I'm trying to take in because definitely the quality in
Dude,
Chipotle.
okay, now I can't put.
That's
can't
what I
put-
mean,
I
you
can't put
can't-
Burrito Boys rank one. Dude, no.
That's what I mean, fam. Ooh,
Burrito Boys with Chipotle.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think quality wise
Okay,
is better Chipotle.
Quality is better Chipotle.
However, the price for what you get with Burrito Boys is better. So it's gonna be: are we cheap, dirty cheap boys, or are we like are we spending on the?
It's not even
the
that,
bunch?
dude. Burrito Boy, but see, Burrito Boys has more options. Because at Chipotle, you only get like 4 different things you can get.
I actually prefer when they do that. I rather than have less options but higher quality. Because if you have so many options, then they have to do so many more things.
Yeah, but those options are like vegetables, bro. How do you get bad vegetables?
You look like a vegetable. So I think I would put it Chipotle Grandmaster. I think I have to put it slightly higher than
I do
Burrito
the
Boys.
opposite then. I put Chipotle and Masters and then Burrito Boys and Grandmasters. This is because I've had Burrito Boys more because there's a Chipotle that opened up recently near us. So
Yeah.
the nearest Chipotle was like 40 minutes away from us for the longest time. So I always just got Burrito Boys instead because it's a 5-minute drive or whatever to Burrito Boys. But nah, dude, Burrito Boys is better.
Nope.
Yup, 100%.
Chipotle.
No, dude.
All right, choose the last one.
The last one.
Let's choose one more.
Have you had Mary Brown's before or no?
No.
Okay, so I won't go that.
Choose a classic. Something everyone's had.
Have you had Wendy's?
I've had Wendy's.
Wendy's nuts
Not
fit
fit in your mouth. Jinx.
You can't jinx under a roof.
The fuck is that?
What do you mean? You always
You
like
can't jinx under a roof?
that. There was like some shit like that. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to talk after you get jinxed. Unless I say your name. Or bad luck's gonna come to you.
Okay. Not Wendy's. Let's go. The classic Canadian breakfast place.
KFC.
No. Tim Hortons. my
Oh,
guy.
Timmy.
Tim Hortons, bro.
Oh, damn. That's a toughie. Ooh.
Are you good?
What do you mean, am I good? I'm trying to think here. Because I'm trying to consider all the options. Like, the quality is, like, mid at best.
Yeah.
Am I getting a call? Or am I trolling? I'm trolling.
Yeah.
The
No
price?
one would be calling you.
No,
bro.
no. It's, It's, yeah. Anyways. The thing is, the price has gone up over the years, but the quality hasn't really gone up with it.
But that's just inflation, my guy.
That's true. However, if I'm thinking Timmy's, the thing is they have a lot of variety, so I don't like a lot of their stuff, but I do like their stuff. So it's gonna be. It's honestly a D2, honestly. Like D2. Let me give you an
probably.
explanation.
Yeah, I agree.
Because D2 is a bitch to get out of in the regular league. So why?
See, I'm getting a call now.
Good one.
Okay, because I'm actually
Good
popular.
one. I
unlike
was
you.
getting the call. Before.
Yeah, you were.
Good one. Anyways, what we were saying, D2. Yeah, basically D2 is a bitch in league. It's really hard to get out of, and everyone's kind of trashing that. And yeah, I feel like Tim Hortons is kind of all over the place, but when they shine, they really shine. And when they're like mid, it's like they have so many options, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
I mean, did you hear it? I just saw a recent commercial. They're gonna sell pizza at
Yeah, but that's like, that's like kind of an L, honestly. Pizza, Tim Hortons, let's just name some memorable stuff from Tim Hortons. Obviously,
the Danishes when we were younger. You remember that shit?
no, the ice cap, fam. Well, like when you think Tim Hortons, you think ice cap.
Okay, here's
the
story time.
Timbits.
Story time. When I was in university with my friend, there was a Tim Hortons. After the gym, we'd always go to the Tim Hortons, right, to just get some stuff.
Yeah.
And since I'm kind of like, woohoo, right, I went up and I wanted to get an ice cap. I asked the lady, can I get a cup of ice? And bitch looked at me like I was stupid.
What? Are you stupid? What do you mean a cup
I
of
straight up
ice?
went up, I'm like, "Yo, can I get a cup of ice, please?" And she looked at me like,
The fuck? Are you good?
nah. My friends started laughing, like dying. I'm like, oh shit, no, can I get an ice cap, please?
No. Nah. Oh no. The bagels from Tim Hortons are kind of goated though.
Their hash browns are good. Their farmer's breakfast wraps are really good.
Their
I
hot
always get that.
chocolate's mid. It's like,
I prefer their French vanilla.
yeah, it's kind of mid. But
So-
I like the quenchers they just came out with. They're pretty good.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
But yeah, that was kind of the game. The kind of rating the food places. I think we'll kind of continue it every week. We'll choose like a new topic and kind of just do that because I think it's pretty fun and it gives a twist. Instead of doing 1 to 10, it's kind of boring. We give our rankings based off the league ratings. So yeah. All right.
Okay, what's this last segment gonna be?
Well, it's not really too much of a segment. It's kind of something I've been doing and I kind of want to talk about because I think as a man, we all want to get jacked, and there's a couple of ways you can get jacked. Obviously in the body, but there's also the face. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing research on how to like get a sharper jawline. You know what I mean?
This guy's gonna buy the fucking mouth thing and go rah, 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 rah,
No,
rah,
I'm
rah.
not gonna be that. But like, I don't even know if any of those things actually work.
They don't.
What do you mean?
They don't.
What do you mean?
Like,
No, like explain. Like not necessarily that, but like, is there a way to actually form your jawline, or is that just all genetics?
it's mostly genetics. I'm pretty sure that there was this thing where, depending on where you keep your tongue in your mouth, then over time your jawline would get better. Like if you keep you gotta keep your tongue at like I think the bottom like of your mouth like when it's like resting or whatever, and that'll help like keep it like your jawline more. But if you actually just want to get a jawline, just grow a beard and shape the beard.
No, definitely not. Anyways, how about breathing through your nose? Have you heard that? It's like if you tape your mouth at night and breathe through your nose, you actually build your jawline. Is that a thing? Is that true or false? Do you know?
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
That's like kind of
Sounds super troll, especially for a mouth breather like me.
because I'm pretty sure mouth breathers actually like get a fatter jaw. Like if you actually breathe through your nose, you're more likely to have a sharper jawline.
And I don't know. I just always breathe through my mouth ever since we did swimming when we were younger. And then since when I
That's
did,
why you have such a like chubby right here, right? You should shave.
probably.
I shaved.
Yeah. No, that's why I breathe through my mouth because of swimming. Because you have to breathe in through your mouth when you swim and breathe out of your nose. Because if you try breathing in with your nose, you're gonna get
Mhm.
water up your nose, and it's not gonna be a fun time. So
Definitely. I don't know. That was just something I wanted to talk about because I was kind of interested because I feel like for the most part, like right now my stomach's kind of just a bit wide. That's kind of a bit of genetics, but I have to lose a bit of weight. And it's not even like I'm fat. Like I'm pretty like average, but for some reason all the weight goes to my stomach, unfortunately.
well, I mean, that's just how it works. Like as guys, all of the fat goes to the stomach first, and it leaves the stomach last.
Okay, so answer me this. Should I gain weight and then lose it? Or should I lose weight and then gain, like for like, protein? Like, do I want to grow, like get bigger, get fatter, and then lose the weight and then stay with the muscle I have? Or should I just lose the weight I have and then kind of gain it more with muscle? Do you know what I mean? Like, which one's the most optimal for like muscle growth and also like not necessarily a six pack, just like a flatter stomach?
I mean, if you want to get a flat stomach, that's in the kitchen. You're gonna just have to change your diet completely, and starve yourself for like a month or two, to get a flat stomach completely, to get rid of that fat, because you gotta get the fat rid of everywhere in your body because it leaves your stomach last,
Mhm.
right? Now, personally, because I had pretty good genetics when I was younger, I had a six pack in high school and when I was swimming and stuff. But in university, I wanted to get bigger, in the sense of like bulkier and stronger, because I was like 150 pounds, right?
Mhm.
Now I'm almost 200 pounds, right?
Disgusting.
Right. So, but I had to like eat like 6 meals a day to actually get up to like from 150 to 180 pounds, right? Like, so for me, it was always hard to gain weight. I think now with age, it's kind of easier, but it's also still easy for me to lose the weight. I just have to stop eating. Like, I'm not that person that I just need to, if I want to gain weight, I eat more. If I want to lose weight, I just eat less.
Mhm.
Because regardless of how I work out, I'll always work out and just lose the weight, right? So,
Mhm.
but I think it's based on what your goals are.
Is it sustainable? Like if I lose weight and then only eat protein and gain the like muscle back, I won't have the stomach, correct? Or not correct? Because I feel like I see
No,
people
you'll still get the stomach.
I see people online who are like my height who have the same body weight but they have like a flat stomach. Or I don't know if that's genetic
Well, you have to
or
understand
is that
that
just the way they're eating their protein and their meals and
you have
stuff
to understand that muscle weighs more than fat, right? So like I might look like, cause like your stomach is a bit bigger than mine,
Yeah,
right?
disgusting.
Even though I weigh what? How much do you weigh right now?
Like 173 maybe?
Yeah, I weigh like 20 pounds more than you, right? But that's because most of my muscle, like my mass, is in my muscles, right?
So I just have to eat more protein is what
I
you're
would
saying.
say, well, from my experience, just get muscle mass, right?
So just eat protein and no fat and no carbs and no sugar. Correct? For an extended period of time.
You're asking the wrong person, bro. I'm not a nutritionist. If I want to gain weight, I eat food. If I want to lose weight, I lose food. If I want to lose
food.
weight, I eat less food. But the thing is that I don't like cut stuff out of my diet. If I eat less food, I'll still have like, meat, carbs, and vegetables on my plate.
Hmm.
It's not like I'm cutting carbs or cutting you don't cut protein, but like cutting sugar. Well, I don't eat sugar. I don't cut carbs. I think carbs are good for you. If you want to eat different types of carbs, sure. But the second you stop eating carbs and just
Like
eat
that
like
keto
protein
shit.
and stuff, that keto shit, you're gonna feel like actual shit.
No, I'm not saying like completely remove carbs. I meant like lower my carb intake.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just eating less food.
Yeah. It's actually hard to eat less food though. Food tastes good.
Well, yeah, and also like when your body is hungry, it's gonna tell you, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like I've been fucking growling this whole entire podcast because I didn't have my first lunch, man. You know
What do you mean first lunch? What do you mean first lunch? I'm trying to eat like 2 meals a day now. And I still have a fucking stomach.
Yeah. So, but it's up to you, because you can either the thing is this: it's easier, in my opinion, to gain weight, and then after get the muscle and then lose it, than to lose weight and then try building muscle from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you gain weight and you're like kind of like have some extra fat on you and stuff, you can lift heavier weights. And as a natural, someone who's not on steroids, it's a lot easier to gain muscle mass by lifting heavier weight. And if you weigh more yourself, then it's just easier to lift the more weights, which makes it easier to build the muscle mass in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you gain a sufficient amount of muscle mass that you want, you can then have to go on a cut and try to lose the fat. Of course, you lose some muscle mass, but you'll keep some muscle mass left over and you'll look better, in my opinion. Because going from skinny to like doing like a lean bulk, super hard. You have to actually count calories, like meal prep, do all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from my experience, it's easy to just eat a lot of food, lift heavy weight. Then after, if you want to lose some weight, go on a cut, and then you'll keep your muscle mass as long as you just keep working out, right? So.
Well, the thing is, for me, I'm going to Portugal at the end of the next month, so I'm not trying to bulk right now. So I'll just do a small cut before I go to Portugal. Then maybe I'll bulk while I'm there. You know.
Yeah, with all the seafood you're gonna be eating at the restaurant.
Bro, like I can't go to Portugal with a tummy, fam.
What are you trying to pick up chicks there, man?
Of course. What do you mean? Like who do, like what? I'm gonna go there and just see the sights? Who do you think I am?
Well, yeah, you're gonna go sightsee, bro. What?
What?
That's what you're going to Portugal for.
No.
What do you mean no?
What? I'm going to get some woman. Of course. And you didn't want to come. Is it because you're still in the closet?
No, it's because of my work-life balance, my guy.
Oh, my work-life balance. Head ass. Anyways, I think we'll end it off there for today.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting topic. Maybe you can bring a topic for next week one of these times.
What do you mean? You're my co-host. That's your job.
Nope, definitely not the co-host. Anyways, thank you guys for coming by the Fly Under the Radar podcast. Every Thursday, 11 a.m. EST, a new episode. So, yeah, we'll see you next week.